Mr. Chair. Firstly, I'd like to say that Mr. Gardner did a good job of praising our chairman, but it could have been better because he is the Roger Federer of transportation. He's leaving everything on the court. He can leave knowing he's accomplished his job and served his mission well. And I thank the chairman for his work and Mr. Gardner for his kind remarks. I appreciate, Mr. Gardner, let me ask you about Amtrak. Memphis proudly has a service to and from Chicago and New Orleans. Like to have service to Nashville. Any opportunity for that to occur in the future?
Well, thank you, Congressman. So there is opportunity for that through the FRA Corridor Development Program. So just to be clear, the way that the IIJA structures sort of the dollars available and the opportunities is really the growth and network and expansion opportunities will proceed through the Federal Railroad Administration's programs, and Amtrak is really focused on rebuilding and modernizing our current assets. So the FRA has established this program. It's an opportunity for states, localities, and other partners and stakeholders to identify corridors for development and then proceed through a pipeline of planning and investment so that new services can be developed. So we're going to be working with the FRA and we already are working with states all across the
I hope you will try to see that happens. You know, there are more songs written in Nashville about people leaving Nashville and going to Memphis than anything else. And they could facilitate it with a train. Let me ask you also, is Mr. Stephen Anderson still at Amtrak in any way or whatsoever?
Richard Anderson, no.
Richard Anderson, good. Richard Anderson, in one of these committee meetings when they were talking about the merger of Northwest and Delta, promised me that they would not close the hub in Memphis. He said, I love Arnold Pearl. I love Phil Trinary. I love the Rendezvous. Memphis will not close. He lied. I'm happy he's gone. Management makes a lot of money. They make a ton of money, and they come to us and they lie, just like the Boeing Airlines president came to us and said, I'm responsible. And I asked him, if you're responsible, you should take a cut in pay or resign. He did neither. He was fired about 3 weeks later. Ms. Nelson, does the labor union employees who don't come before our committee and lie, who don't make tremendous salaries like the Boeing CEO and Mr. Anderson, do they contribute greatly to this opportunities for America to improve its transportation?
Absolutely. Aviation workers and other workers on the front lines are committed to their jobs. And when you go to a family party or a gathering, what do you ask people? You ask, what do you do? People take pride in what they do. And we are typically here for the long run when CEOs come and go. I've seen 8 CEOs in my time at United Airlines, for example. And it is the aviation workers who know on the front lines where we need to improve on safety, how we need to respond to consumers' needs, and why we need to keep things safe so that people can take that for granted, but then also have a safe, efficient flight or safe, efficient transport experience. And so it is through our work on ensuring safety for the public and for ourselves, and the fact that we put our lives on the line when we go to work, so it better be safe, so you can count on us and you can trust us to ensure that. And we want to make sure that we maintain that connectivity for the American public. It also matters to us for getting to work ourselves. We have to have transportation into those smaller communities because oftentimes we can't afford to live in the bases that are high-priced and very hard to get housing in.
Thank you for your work in representing the flight attendants, and the union's important there. I know that.
Thank you.
I want to thank Secretary Buttigieg, who's not here, for his work. He came before our committee. He came to Memphis when the bridge over the Mississippi River, the Hernando de Soto Bridge, closed because of a failure of it to be monitored correctly, to see just defects in the infrastructure, and also for the opportunity that he gave us to have Ms. Fernandez, the FTA administrator, to come to Memphis when she announced grants to our transit system of close to $76 million, which was very important for our bus system, and we appreciate it. We know bridges will be coming, that lead pipes will be replaced, that internet will become more available to more people and cheaper, and that roads will be constructed. Memphis is a city that lives on transportation, and this infrastructure bill was good. Could have been much greater if they'd accepted the House bill. And I do want to mention the following names real quickly: Richard Burr, Bill Cassidy, Susan Collins, Lindsey Graham, Lisa Murkowski, Rob Portman, Jerry Moran, Todd Young, Tom Tillis, Mike Rounds, and Mitt Romney, Republicans who voted for this bill in the Senate. It's a good bill, could have been greater. Yield back the balance of my time.